everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Emma and Georgia, and today we are watching How to Get Away with Murder Season 6 Episode 8. If you want to watch our uncuts to these reactions, links to the Patreons down below.
Last episode, it was 1 month later after the events of Episode 6. Michaela had broken up with Gabriel, but she wasn't with Asha either. She said that she was remaining fabstinent, which is a big throwback to earlier this season when she said she was going to be fabstinent. Gabriel was trying to do everything he could to win her back though. He said even after finding out that she cheated on him, he still said that he wanted her back, but she was like, no. And to be honest, their relationship didn't really work. Like, they were fighting every episode, it felt like. And I mean, I might be biased because I didn't like them together anyway, but their relationship didn't seem like it was working for the best.
I just think Michaela isn't working, honestly. Like, I thought Gabriel did a lot for the relationship. He helped Michaela throughout the whole process in finding her dad. And how does she repay him? Oh yes, I'm going to sleep with Asha. Like, bit of slap in the face, really. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Michaela. Like, she has her ups and downs. Like, I love it when she's, you know, boss bitch mode. Like, that stuff's good. But she's not a very good person to some people. Like, she really hurt Gabriel. Like, no one wants to be cheated on. So I don't approve of those actions on her. So I actually quite liked her and Gabriel together. I thought it could have worked, but Michaela didn't work. And Asha really wanted a piece of Michaela, and even he's not getting any. So, yeah. Did it all work out? I don't know.
Annalise was also getting in her love groove because she was having phone dates with Robert, and then they went on an actual date where they had a little dance and a dinner, and he spoke about how he'd been to therapy and he always thought that he could never open himself up to love, but now he wants to open himself up to Annalise. And he seems genuine, to be fair to him, but I'm not invested. I'm sorry.
No, I second that. We've literally seen him twice. Like, it's really weird that the writers decided to introduce this new love interest so late into the last season and try and get us to care about it. Like, I want Annalise to find love more than anyone else, but with this guy, like, we've got so many better options out there, and they picked this guy. We've not seen him at all, and the first date, and I put that in inverted commas, was literally her pretty much interrogating him to see if he was part of the FBI. Like, it's just so weird. There's no chemistry to me, but hey, people might ship it, but I really don't.
I would be interested to know if anyone does ship it.
I would be too, because I want to know your reason why. Like, is there something I'm missing? I would so prefer her with Tegan. Like, it's so much, they would be so much better.
I guess people could ship it because he's a genuinely nice man, and Annalise has never had that.
He may be a nice guy. Like he did look sincere, but
I feel like for the sake of the whole journey Annalise has been on throughout her entire life, she should end up with a woman if she makes it out alive.
If she makes out alive and not in jail, I would love her to be in love. Like, anybody, honestly. Like, she deserves it after everything, and she's always, you know, wanted to have that family and like, you know, have kids and someone to be there, and like, it's just sad to me that she's not got that. And after her horrific relationship to Sam, like, she deserves someone. So I really hope she does end up with someone she loves. Maybe if it has to be this guy, then it has to be this guy, but yeah, I just want a happy ending for her.
Annalise got Frank to scare Tegan out of filing the suit for Nate's dad's death against the governor, because she literally named her in it, and Annalise thought it wasn't a good idea, so she scared Tegan, and it worked because Tegan said to Nate that she can't do it anymore, but Bonnie stepped in and said that she would do it, and she did file it. And then they showed the governor and Xavier, who was supposed to be out of the country, in a car, and now they're digging up dirt on Bonnie. So Bonnie has landed herself right in it.
Oh, I can't do a bigger eye roll at Bonnie right now. Like, her decisions are questionable. Like, what did she think? oh, like, she does these stupid things for Nate, like kill Ron for him, and now she's doing this that could possibly get her killed for Nate. And now we find out that Xavier is the governor's little bitch. like he's sort of doing all her dirty work. And
But I think the logic of it all is they want justice for Nate's dad. They killed Ron because they thought he killed his dad. And now finding out the governor was behind all of it, they just want to get him the justice that he deserves. And if the governor is a powerful person in society who's doing these corrupt things, so she deserves to be taken down. And I suppose Bonnie doesn't really care if her life gets put on the line as long as the right thing happens.
I want justice for Nate and Nate's dad. Like, we've wanted it for ages, you know, this has been an ongoing case. But to sacrifice your life and have so little value on yourself is so sad to me. Like, Bonnie's just willing to do whatever it takes for someone else, regardless of how she ends up. And it is really just so sad to me because she really doesn't value her life all that much. And she's been through a lot, as we know. So I get her mentality, but I just think this is too big of an ask. And she's got a target on her back now, so Xavier could kill her. Like, look at what that would do to Frank. You know, he would be heartbroken.
Is that you saying that he really loves Bonnie?
Bonnie has a special place in his heart, but, you know, Laurel's still kicking about in there as well.
You just
So,
won't
if
admit it, will you?
Welcome to your final criminal law exam. Your last chance to convince
last day.
me that you deserve to graduate. Now, in your packets is your client's file.
They're so close to graduation. It
Are
really
we
is
gonna
the
see him
end.
graduate?
Comes up with the best defense
Maybe.
wins this.
Graduate from jail?
The 64K C&G bonus that no one won last semester.
64K?
Now, today's case is a conspiracy to murder.
Oh, I love a case.
The client
Well then.
is a famous, powerful, legendary woman, Snow White. Miss White manipulated the 7 dwarfs to
What
push
is
her
going
stepmother,
on?
the queen, over a cliff.
This really mirrors the Annalise Keating 5 Sam case.
Now, the rest of the details.
Do you
are in
think
your
that's
packets. Your 10
it?
minutes start
And she's just disguising the names as Snow White?
now.
Maybe.
Aren't you at all concerned that this wrongful death suit could lead to criminal charges?
My concern here is for Mr. Leahy. He's pointing his grief in the wrong direction. It was Emmett Crawford who conspired to kill Nathaniel Leahy Sr., not me.
Ms. Winterbottom has a conflict of interest?
That's up for the judge to decide.
As my client, you have the power to waive any conflict of interest. I'm filing the waiver with the judge this morning.
You good?
You're just realizing that?
She may not have a powerful voice, but she's good.
She's capable.
Al Capone.
He was AK's exam in 05.
Lizzie Borden, Leopold
Oh, are they
Malone.
trying to
Three
figure
smoothies
out
with omega-3
who the
shots.
case is
Have
about?
they not figured it out?
What's it matter? We're at the bottom of our class anyway.
Not true.
You're 98th out of 123.
Really? That's so
That doesn't mean
bad.
you're gonna work at a top firm.
I have a solution. We should just form our own law firm.
Millstone, and Walsh.
Where am I?
You're the second millstone after we get Peach.
Cheeky Asher, gotta love him.
Who's managing you?
That's not why you're here right now?
They killed Emmett. They almost beat Frank to death. You don't think they're gonna do the same thing to you?
I
What happened
know.
to you? In rehab?
Wake up
Came home
call.
afraid? This is what you've always wanted from me. To stand up and fight. Be proud of me.
I feel like this is a,
isn't your fight.
I feel like this is a goodbye from Bonnie. Like, these are her final words.
Don't say that. Oh, for
Oh!
God's sake. This woman.
God, who is this bitch?
Bonnie already filed the waiver.
Oh, we have to make it sound worse.
You got something?
You're gonna make Frank scare Bonnie.
Get Bonnie's phone records.
It's not Miss Winterbottom's relationship with D.A. Miller that's the conflict. It's her relationship with his mother. Your Honor, we'd like to call Sheila Miller to testify here today.
What?
How is his mother
Annalise is-
relevant to this, though?
Is Annalise literally screwing over Bonnie here?
Yeah, to protect her.
Bonnie didn't accuse Ron.
Oh,
of
this is so sad
In fact, she told me
now.
she thought he was innocent, and she was going to help me prove when Ron died. There was so much pain, and I needed someone to share it with me, and that person was Bonnie. But it was all lies.
It wasn't, though.
I'm siding with the Attorney General on this.
Oh,
Mr. Leahy,
Annalise
I
got her
suggest you
way.
find another lawyer and refile the suit.
No need, Your Honor. Tegan Price, managing partner at Kaplan and Gold. I'll step in and take the case.
Oh, God, Tegan!
Tegan's
That
not scared
scare
anymore.
wasn't enough.
Good job.
Except now Tegan's the lawyer.
Don't kill Tegan, no!
Judge just okay change of counsel.
It's a matter of Snow White's word versus an informant's. Now, if I want the jury to acquit my client, they need to hear her side, which is why my strategy is to put Snow White on the stand.
Rookie mistake.
Most defense
You're
lawyers
right
advise
there,
their clients
Asher.
to avoid testifying.
What I think is so unfair that they give their testimonies in front of the class. Why don't they do it separately? Because then if you just say what someone else has already said, then you look really dead, don't you?
I don't have to do this. I can go home, run a bubble bath. Ooh, I love bubble baths. And drink gin.
Same here, Tegan.
Yeah. Governor's car.
And?
It's outside Ron's apartment, just days before Senior's murder.
Why?
You've all been so down about your futures, I thought you need a little reminder about why you came to law school. Ever since I became openly gay, I've wanted to be a role model for the LGBTQ youth.
He's like, oh, why are you doing this?
Just get on with Asher's.
Go on, Oliver, bring him morale up.
Prosecutor in the DA's office before running for a judgeship and ultimately becoming a federal circuit
Asher wants to be a judge.
So basically your dad?
Except I became morally corrupt in a worse way.
Lower your voice.
His plan
Whatever.
changed.
Ollie's right. I feel better now. Murders be damned.
You know I lost my whole family. Plane crash.
God.
That's awful.
How I coped with that. Well, it was Jorge who helped me.
Oh, he's probably the one that caused the plane to crash, knowing him.
So screw him, screw the governor. I want to be free. You of all people understand that. You're putting the governor on the stand. Oh, I get it now. You're jealous. Fine. Robert again? Now who's jealous?
Mm. Stop
She probably
tasing
is
this. I
jealous.
hate it.
I know. Oh, for God's sake, we're going to get another date that we don't care about.
You do not anticipate defeat in the courtroom unless you distancing yourself from the case has something to do with the fact that the client is your ex.
Oh, he's psychoanalyzing Annalise.
I'm staying away this time. Don't tell me I'm wrong.
No, I'm not.
I'm just learning when to stop fighting is all.
Seems like she really has been bogged down by it all now and is scared of
We
dying.
haven't even gotten close to
I
a
think it's getting too raw and too realistic, the thought of dying. So I think it is opening her up to, you know, I want to have a happy life.
I'm going to bed.
But you're loving this right now.
Shut up!
His mother doesn't know a damn thing about you. It's just a grief talk.
I thought that as well.
How can you not ship him? I don't know.
It's just weird to me.
Is anyone else authorized to use the official one?
Not to my knowledge.
Is this your car for official business?
The problem
Go on,
here is
Tegan.
they've got the right person, but Ron isn't the right
Outside
person.
of Ronald Miller's residence on October 25th. Just days before Nathaniel Leahy was killed. You said you never met Miller. How do you explain it being there?
I can't.
That is a guilty statement right there.
Page showed a pattern of unprofessional decision making
Booking your official car for her own personal use?
several times.
Date written there?
October 25th.
Oh, for God's sake.
Same night the car was parked near Mr. Miller's home. Paige was seeing a gentleman friend who lives near Mr. Miller's building.
This is hearsay unless Miss Dotson testifies herself.
She's out of the country.
Oh, she's out of the country just like Xavier was.
I know.
What's the
This
betting that
bullshit.
Paige Dodson is the woman that is under Xavier's belt right now?
Oh my God, you might be on
I
something
told you
there.
the governor would sell out all the people below her. She doesn't care who she has to throw under the bus or bribe if I knew how to win.
Go on.
Stop
Start
going
talking.
after the governor and take out the one person who you know ordered Senior's murder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Even if they got the governor.
Biden won't
Oh,
say
Miller.
stand without immunity.
Another witness
Thinking of Xavier.
But as his one-time girlfriend, the jury will believe Miller told her things he told no one else. Unless you disagree.
God, Miller is turning in his grave.
It's like when Wes had to take the fall for it after his death. It's just
I
bad
know.
taste.
Not only Bonnie had to kill him, but she's also like blaming him from the dead.
She had no choice but to act in a conspiracy to murder another woman.
Interesting
Must kill or be
angle.
killed. She chose life.
She smiled at that.
You gonna Asher back together again?
No.
Really? Because I can feel his eyes burning a hole in the back of my head all week.
What? I meant what I said about wanting to be single.
Yeah, I mean, you say a lot of things, though. Claim to be this independent woman, but from what I hear, you've been with the guy almost your entire time here in law school.
It's kind of
Did
true.
Peyton tell you that?
So it's true. You are a hypocrite.
Oh my god, go on, Gabriel.
Peyton's really smart.
Oh my god, he's gonna make her jealous.
It's kind of
This is
satisfying
so
to see
good.
him say that to her, but I don't want McKenna to be jealous for him.
I loved Ron, but now I am here telling all of you that I was fooled.
With anonymous hearsay.
I tried to give this person immunity when I worked at the DA.
Before you were fired by the FBI for fabricating a criminal record?
All you have to do is give them immunity. Agree to that, then I'll give you their name.
Calling the shots.
Bottom turned the heat all the way up. Now, the state has to grant Gladden immunity, or the jury will think they're shady.
The AG gave Gladden immunity.
Oh my god.
Testify no more. Don't
Bad
worry.
news for Annalise.
She hasn't forgotten me.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
Do whatever you have to do.
I don't like that. Not bad, Frank. Not bad, Frank.
Always bad, Frank.
Oh, look at that.
Somebody called Gustav. Our acupuncture special is good.
Called me a hypocrite.
I'll destroy him.
What if he's right?
As if
I
you
claim
could
to be
destroy
this
him,
badass
Asher.
feminist, but maybe I'm really just afraid of being alone. I want to be better.
I gotta be honest, all this makes it really hard not to wanna punch his face in again.
Oh, it's so funny when Asher tries to be alpha.
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Not the moment.
Go home.
I'm sorry.
Just let me study.
I don't like this camera shot of her in a car.
Oh no, I didn't
Honestly.
even think.
Just ignore whatever.
I
Frank
don't
told you.
like
I'm not
this.
calling about Frank. He did tell me what's going on, though.
Shit.
No, don't ruin the
That's the
moment.
girl.
We're talking about Bonnie and Frank here.
I don't.
Oh, shut up. I don't care. This woman is going to kill Bonnie.
Upset with Frank. I don't know what I want yet.
Okay, sorry.
So it sounds like someone got in the way of Bonnie and Frank before. Oh my god, her brakes have been
Oh my
cut.
god.
My
Her brakes have been cut.
Bonnie.
Oh my god.
Can't stop.
Oh,
Bonnie.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bonnie.
you can hear the sirens.
Of course I'm scared, but you're not getting
Frank, abort mission. Abort mission.
Oh, was he about to take her son?
Maybe we turn ourselves in.
Oh, don't say that now.
Lose it, I'm gonna lose it worse.
They're gonna kill us all if we keep this up.
I'm Dr. Michaels. I was in the ER when the paramedics brought her in.
Just tell us if she's dead. The dwarfs aren't children, they're adults. They have free will. They chose to do this, not my client.
Little do you know, you're defending Annalise. It's amazing.
I know.
She shouldn't take the fall for the dwarfs' crime.
Considering
Oh.
how much they tried to blame her
They should pay the price.
I
constantly.
know.
And I get it, you don't want to see me like that, but
I don't think that's right.
I just
it's a
see
lot
you
to
him
take
differently
in.
now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, maybe my dad was right.
No, your dad doesn't know you. I do. And
I don't
we
think
all
Ollie
have
is
darkness in us.
sees him
but
any differently. I think this
you
is
have
all
good
Connor's
parts in you,
insecurity.
Just hide the bad part.
I'm proud to be married to the guy that wrote that.
But he's not that guy anymore.
I just want to be safe and boring and happy.
He wouldn't have said that 3 years ago.
No, he would not.
Are you?
Oh, it's rough right now.
In my whole damn life.
God,
I love you.
this is so sad.
Annalise has to consent to it. Look, that is good, Frank.
They do bring out the good in each other.
You said Bonnie's okay.
You got your justice over.
I didn't get nothing.
Miller's dead. Miller's had nothing, he's dead. And Bonnie's the one suffering for it.
Enough, Frank.
You don't get to hurt her anymore.
Does Tegan know that they killed Miller? So, that was sus.
You're right, Frank. You're right.
What's he right about? I don't like it.
Xavier will kill me.
I'll kill you first. And your son. Husband.
God, he really is evil, isn't he?
Whoever you love.
And that's why your partner, C.O. Wagner, shot Mr. Leahy. You called it an act of
Would she not go to jail for perverting the course of justice if she admitted the truth?
Probably, yeah.
Were you or were you not ordered to make sure Nathaniel Leahy died that night? Who ordered the hit? Tell us, finally, who ordered you to kill that man? Hey!
God, Tegan having her Annalise moment.
Tegan!
I want her to name drop Xavier.
Xavier Castillo.
Yes! Oh my god! Finally!
Here we go!
Yes, that's what I thought it was.
Important to you to put Xavier away or to protect the line.
They have to know.
Herself again. She's stronger now, Frank.
D.A. Miller tried to move the transfer earlier to stop us.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
Changed the plan.
So now Nate knows that Ron was innocent.
I helped kill an innocent man.
She's going to jail.
Yeah, surely.
There are no words to say how sorry I am.
Annalise is off.
Wait till Bonnie hears this.
You killed him for nothing, Nate.
I've been authorized to award compensation for damages. $10 million is the most we've ever awarded a
Oh my
plaintiff
god,
in
that's a lot of
death
money.
suit, Mr. Leahy.
Stipulations.
You waive all future claims to sue anyone involved in this case.
No.
We need time to discuss.
What we want is justice, not money.
I know. I mean, 10 million is... Whew, that's a big boy number.
There will be endless appeals. You might not see a cent until you're an old man.
I don't care about the money.
Do you care about going to jail? If you were involved in any criminal activity related to your father's murder or D.A. Miller's,
Oh.
that too could come out if we continue the suit.
Tegan has dropped the bomb.
This doesn't end until we bury Burkhead.
I agree.
Were ordered to murder Mr. Leahy.
This is how... God. This is how Bonnie finds out.
Ronald Miller
By the
tried
news.
to stop the shooting from happening.
Oh shit!
She doesn't like Frank that much now.
Get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to hurt yourself.
Get him out.
Sources tell us investigators have no evidence of a connection between the Castillo family and Governor Burkhead.
God, but there is. He was literally in her car.
It's my belief that Emmett Crawford was at the heart of this conspiracy to kill Nathaniel Leahy Sr.
Still digging up
Today's
Emmett.
events have not changed my mind.
I got a feeling you had something to do with this. So.
Can you imagine if he's connected to Burkhead?
So no, that
He
was
sounded
kind of...
quite evil then.
Yeah, it sounded really weird.
I know. He was like, I knew you would win.
After all these years, you think that I wouldn't have a trick up my sleeve for your final exam?
Oh, God.
Think. Who can tell me what you all missed?
I can't.
The Queen did
Faked
it.
her own death.
There's no evidence of that.
I didn't say she killed herself.
But she's the victim.
Is this foreshadowing what Annalise is gonna do?
She faked her death and framed Snow White.
And that's the best defense I've heard all day. Mr. Millstone, come and get
Yeah,
your
go on, Asher.
Come on, Asher, even though your family's already rich.
He,
Go on, get
yeah,
that.
but he doesn't have a family anymore. He's living in a dingy apartment.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He can move out.
Upgrade the apartment.
Would you like to begin the process?
Yes. I'm ready.
Oh.
Okay, let's start with deleting your hard drive. Collect your money, keycard, and passport.
Why is he British? Did she come to the
Oh
UK?
my God.
How did they get it all that quick?
Get inside, and your driver will
These
take you to
people
a
are
prearranged
illegal. You
location.
realise they can do
There's
all
a
this
car there
stuff.
already. That's so scary.
We'll call you with further instructions.
Annalise is off. Bye,
She's
guys.
doing it alone.
So she's now Justine and literally faked her death.
Perhaps, yeah. Well, I don't want her to die, so I hope her death is fake.
That funeral did look a bit weird, a bit staged, so I think maybe it is a big possibility. I'm kind of living for it, because that means she isn't actually dead.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm on board with this.
We get answers next episode, and I don't know.
I know! I'm literally, like, so excited because I love these reveal episodes. Like, this episode today was so much better than the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was miles better. Because I love, like, the progress we're making. Like, I feel like they are bringing things on a good trajectory to the end. Like, we're seeing more justice being done to target Burkhead, the Castillos, like in today's trial. We're seeing them being brought up more. And I think it's looking like Annalise sort of flees everyone else kind of has to deal with their shit. Give us your analysis.
I don't know, before I get on to predictions for next time, I'm thinking this episode, I really liked the way that they did the classic How to Get Away with Murder thing of leaving things and cutting between different things. So like we had the exam, then we had the trial, and then it all kind of slotted together perfectly with the way they were editing it. I'm glad that Bonnie and Nate have finally found out about Miller, the fact that he was innocent. I mean, it is peak for them because they killed an innocent man, especially for Bonnie, but they had to know. And this means, because I was thinking during that trial, they had the governor on the stand, but they were trying to tie her to Miller, who was completely innocent. So if they find out that Miller's innocent, then the governor will just be written off as innocent too. So I was waiting for someone to bring Xavier Castillo into it, because even if they did get the governor off Miller's back, Xavier would have still gone free, and we can't be having that because he's nearly as bad. So I'm so happy that the guard came through and name dropped Xavier into it. Even though Bonnie and Frank seem to be in the shit again now, at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. I care more about getting justice for Nate's dad than Bonnie and Frank.
You care about the love story between Bonnie and Frank so much, you'll be willing for everyone to go down and no justice. Love her.
That's the opposite of what I just said, mate.
Yeah, it is kind of peak for Bonnie and Frank. Like, he would kill for her, and that's sweet and all, but, you know, he does end up hurting her quite a lot, and doing this, she was having none of it. And I agree, because, you know, you've basically embarrassed, well, that's probably not the right word, but really...
He hid it from her. He lied.
Yes. And he, like, killed Bonnie by putting it all over, like, the news, really. So she had to find out from watching TV that she has killed the man that she loved a lot and was going to marry her. And now his mum hates her. So literally, she probably feels like she destroyed a whole family for nothing.
Like, the past few months of their lives, they've spent trying to do everything they could to get Miller convicted. Or not convicted, but whatever. Miller blamed for it. And finding all the evidence they can to support that, and then finding out that he was innocent all along, and she loved him, and he was going to propose. And the nail in the coffin for me is something that I forgot about, and every time they said it I was like, oh, stabbed to the heart, is when they keep saying Miller tried to arrange the transfer early.
Oh god, I know.
To prevent it from happening, because that was where they were like, oh, he arranged the transfer, it was him, but he did it to stop it.
I know, that's the kicker. That is the kicker. He literally was just such a good man that he wanted to do whatever he could for his girlfriend and his girlfriend's friend whose dad's going through it in the prison. Like, he just wanted to help people is what I mean. Like, he just wants to help people. And all that got him was killed. So unfair.
Yeah.
Like, justice for Ron, honestly.
And also, to be fair, an underrated one, justice for Emmett too, because the governor is sat there completely pinning it all on Emmett. I always thought he died of a heart attack, but it is looking more and more like the governor / Xavier, whoever, must have poisoned him and caused a heart attack, because the way they're blaming on him constantly.
I literally said that as soon as I saw Emmett die. He took a swig of his whiskey and he literally keeled over. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, he must have been poisoned.
But I just thought, how did they manage to get that specific bottle to poison him?
This is freaking the governor and Xavier Castillo we're talking about. These people do shady shit. Like, probably Xavier crawling through the air vent above his office and just got the little pipette and, like, put a few drops over his whiskey and then zoop back up and, like, scaled the building. Like, nothing would surprise me with them, honestly. And the governor is just one big supervillain, and you've got Xavier, the little bitch, that just does all the dirty work. It's like this double act that are just so evil.
To be honest,
and you hate so much.
Xavier, this other lady, the one that was following Bonnie, and the governor, remind me of the OG Bonnie, Frank, Annalise.
In a different dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, this woman keeps literally appearing.
Because you used to call Bonnie wallpaper, because she'd always be everywhere. Frank would be the token guy to kill people.
It makes me think back to how that woman presumably cut her brakes, like, and she even drove next to her to literally see her moments before she'd have a horrific accident.
Yeah.
That's a specific type of psychopath. Like, you've got to be a type of person to be like that. Like, that's terrible. How do you find these people? Honestly, like, does the governor frequent the dark web and like hire these hitman people? It's
But it's
wild.
weird to think now that in season 6, I would say Annalise, Bonnie, I don't know about Frank. It's weird to think now that they seem to have better morals 6 years down the line, or 6 seasons down the line, when they've done worse stuff than at the very beginning of the show. Annalise used to be so cutthroat, so like, oh, you're having troubles with this case, you're off my class, you got to do what you got to do to be a lawyer, blah 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 blah. You take risks in this life, there's no morals involved. And now she's living her life fearing death all the time. Like, she's so scared of the governor and Xavier and losing. Well, I don't know if she's scared of losing everyone because she's going to run away on her own anyway, but she doesn't want them to die and she doesn't want anything to come back to her either. So oh, and the case that she had, I think that definitely must be representative of something that's going to happen. Like, it looks like she will be faking her own death, but also if there is a case down the line where Annalise gets put on trial, I think a lot of the stuff they said in there will mirror that.
Yes, we figured it out pretty much immediately when she was outlining the case to the class. Like, it mirrored so much of their past, and Annalise being connected to murders and her dwarfs being the Keating Five. Like, it mirrored it so well, and I just can't believe that everyone didn't realise that. But yeah, no one figured out pretty much Annalise's next move, which is to fake her own death. So I guess her plan is pretty much foolproof. Like, no one can figure it out. So I guess this sort of exercise sort of proved to her the different options she has.
Yeah.
And for the Keating Five, their options, and the best one to take. So it's quite funny when you think about it. Like, they are helping her get out of murder.
And if she ever is
quite
put
fitting
on
for the show.
trial, if she ever is put on trial, she'll be able to come up with ways to defend herself based on the arguments that her own students have made.
She's got a plethora.
But next episode, predictions time.
Oh my god,
I'm a bit
not ready
lost.
for it. Is this next episode going to be revealed like the murder?
I presume so. It's a mid-season. It's usually what it is.
Okay. I don't know who's going to die. We've not seen enough. We've not seen enough. What do you think?
Well, so what we've got to predict here is there's an informant and that informant dies. So who is the informant that dies and who kills the informant is the questions here, really.
So does the informant inform on Annalise?
We don't know. But that's my guess.
See, this is tricky because we don't know what they're who they're informing on, because it can depend. But if it's on Annalise, then it literally could be anyone. Like, it could be.
Unless it's an informant on the governor and it's Xavier that dies, but I don't think it would be that.
No, it wouldn't be as shocking. This is the last season. It's going to be someone we know. So a name came to my mind, but now I've forgotten it.
Laurel, Nate, Bonnie, Frank.
Oh, that was it. Can you imagine if the informant is Laurel? And like all this, like, remember when I said at the start, can you imagine if she's doing this big master plan behind the scenes and she informs on someone or whatever, and then Michaela kills her?
Michaela and Connor can't be the informant that dies because they're going.
No, they can't.
They're being arrested for it, so they could be the murderer. Gabriel could. Asher. We saw Asher turn up at Bonnie's covered in blood, so I don't think it could be him either. And it would make sense. I think he could be the murderer. He turned up covered in blood, and it is at his apartment as well. So, I guess Asher being the Asher kills Gabriel. That's my thing.
Kills his neighbour. That's a bit brutal.
Because he said this episode, I really want to punch him in the face again. And so,
foreshadow. Ooh.
So if he finds out that he informs, then That's it. And now that Gabriel's broken up with Michaela, maybe he'll just think, fuck it, I've got an offer, nothing to lose now.
Very plausible. Yeah, I don't really have a solid theory on it because it's just so open-ended. But I'm really, really looking forward to it. Like, I love these mid-season finales. I love just all the pieces fitting together. Give me a solid timeline so I can see this hour by hour. Like, it's so satisfying, even though someone dies. But, you know, it happens. So, yeah. And we can also sort of rule out Bonnie because she's in hospital.
Yeah, but Asher turns up at her house, so she does end up at home. She's probably not dead, as Asher sees her, but I don't think she'll be the murderer because she doesn't seem like she's in the state for that right now.
No, I doubt.
Oliver turns up saying that he's the murderer, but I think he's just saying that because he wants to get Connor.
He was covering, he was covering for Connor. So Connor might be the anyone could be the murderer. Like even Nate could be involved. Tegan.
Oh god, Tegan.
Tegan could be an informant.
Oh, we saw Tegan there. Tegan shows up at the crime scene saying that she's like defending someone, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Saying like her client is a suspect in the case. So it doesn't mean she didn't do it, but she's probably not the death. I don't know. I just hope it's not someone we like that dies.
Of course. I mean,
it's always a hope.
I don't think it will be. Like, we've seen a lot of people we like that are alive in the flash forwards.
Thinking about it now, though, we've not had a good track record because we've had Wes die, we've had Ron die, and they've both been pretty bitter deaths.
Yeah, I don't think it can get worse than when Wes died. Like, I think I've been battle hardened, you know?
No. Who would you be the most upset at dying?
I'd obviously be the most upset at Annalise, but we know she's probably in the clear.
Yeah.
I would be really upset if Frank died because I do really like him from day one, really. He's just such a good... He's like an anti-hero. He does bad things, but for the good.
Yeah.
I'd be really upset if he died. Least upset? Nate.
There was no need.
Had to throw that in there because we've said it before.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want either the governor or Xavier to die, obviously. You know... Anyone like that? Any baddies?
No. The question is, who would you be most upset at?
Frank. It would be Frank. I'd be most upset.
Second place?
God, who do we have left in the running?
Well, just say any character, because we never really know, do we?
It would probably be like Connor, Oliver. Connor and Oliver, both of them. Love them equally. They're just really prominent characters. And if one of them died... it would wreck the other, and it would wreck all the group, so...
I was waiting to see if you'd say Gabriel.
Gabriel? Over the classics?
I don't know.
No way!
This is why I'm excited for our tier list, because I don't know who you like. You seem to love Gabriel these days.
I do like Gabriel, because he goes heartbroken by Michaela, who's being very bitch. Bitch, not very bitch. But... yeah, no one wants to be cheated on. And I like that he sort of, you know, countered Michaela on her hypocrisy this episode. You know, saying how she's this strong, independent woman, but she's never really been without a relationship, you know. You go, she's pipe down a little bit, Michaela. Get off your high horse. Get back to planet Earth. What about you? We'll throw the question your way.
It's weird to say, but I agree with Frank. And I don't know why.
Ooh, go on.
It would be really sad to see Frank die. Perhaps mainly because of Bonnie. If Bonnie lost Frank next, bloody hell.
I know.
But also I do love Frank. Also, Asher. Someone you didn't mention. I'd be gutted if Asher died. Because I feel like last few seasons he's been on a downward trend. Like since Michaela cheated on him. His life has just gone... further downhill. He's always seemed like the outsider of the group. Oh, thing is, whoever dies is an informant, so it's like, if Frank died because he informed on Annalise, would I be that upset?
Frank would never inform on anyone close to him, let's be real here. He would rather die than do that.
I don't know why any of these people would. That's why I'm so confused.
That's why I'm thinking it might be a side character, like not our mains.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I'm thinking it might be someone a little bit irrelevant.
Tegan's in there too. Tegan. To be honest, I think I'd be more upset if Tegan died than like Connor or Michaela or someone.
Fuck off! Tegan!
I don't...
Jesus, Georgia, day ones!
I
day
know!
Ones.
Maybe if it happened I'd feel different, but like, I think it's because I'm more fearful for Tegan because she's a possibility, whereas I don't consider the others possible. Ow, hit my hand. I don't consider the others viable options, whereas Tegan, I feel like any moment she could go because she's not an OG.
I see your point.
But we can't be complacent because Wes died and that was the shock and a half. I don't know if anything can hurt as much as when Wes died. Although Ron dying did hurt more than expected.
That was because of the brutality of it. Like,
it was like posthumous, the sorrow for Ron, because it was like, oh my god, he tried to get him transferred to stop it. It was so sad finding out everything he did after.
Yeah, it was the fact that he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a mixture of, for me, the brutality of getting beaten to death and seeing that, coupled with the fact that he is literally a good person through and through. And the fact that sort of Bonnie turned him down on getting married, like, as well. That was another kick. So yeah, I think Wes and Ron's deaths equally as painful for me. Do I give it a 9? I'm giving it a 9. That, like, 7.5 was the episode before and now it's bumped up to a 9.
Yeah.
It was just so good. Like, we're so close to the next episode with everything being, like, solved for us. And I really liked how Annalise did a sort of fake case of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I really liked that because it did mirror her in her situation. And yeah, the puppies helped.
I'm gonna go with an 8.9. This really felt like How to Get Away with Murder getting back onto its top form. The last few episodes haven't been my cup of tea. They've been, like, you know, a lot lower than this rating. But this really felt like it was back to how it used to be. Everyone, you know, on trial, teaming up, then being driven apart, you know, the classics. And prevalent storylines. There was some Robert in it, but it was only like 2 scenes. But it all felt like it was relevant to the overall show. And that is what we like to see. Not these filler storylines that we don't really need. We like to see the plot actually being furthered, and that's what this episode was basically. And now I'm so excited for the next episode to see what happens.
Are we ready? No.
That's it for today, guys. Thank you for your reaction to season 6 episode 8 of How to Get Away with Murder. If you want to watch our uncut reactions to How to Get Away with Murder, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time for episode 9. Bye.